Hello and welcome to another episode of the Confident Musician Show. You are tuning into 5 pro tips on how to be more optimistic about the future. My name is Brett Cusack, aka Mega Love, and I am a musician, songwriter, music educator, and life coach. And at The Confident Musician, we help musicians to overcome self-doubt and overwhelm and create more confidence than you ever thought possible so you can make music, make a difference, and share your unique talent with the world. If you find anything useful, valuable, or interesting in this video, please let us know in the comments because your feedback is super important to us. And if you know somebody else who struggles with being optimistic about the future, please tag them in this video or send it to them in a DM with love. All right, let's jump in. 5 pro tips on how to be more optimistic about the future. Tip number 1 is reality check. Boom, boom, boom. You only want to be optimistic about the future when you're resentful of what's actually occurring for you right now. So we only have this moment in time. And so let's make it on the way instead of in the way. Tip number 2 is to just list and just to start to acknowledge what are the benefits of right now. So what are your current challenges and how are they actually helping you? Because it's likely that you need to take responsibility for your life as it is right now, because everything that you've done up until this point, all the decisions you've made, all the action steps you've taken have led you to right now. And so we want to appreciate what's happening. So what are your challenges? How are they helping you? And how is this helping you step up and lead? And what is this teaching you that you most desperately need to learn? So taking stock of what's happening and starting to be grateful so it becomes on the way instead of in the way. Tip number 3 is depression is a result of comparing your life to a fantasy of how you think it should be. So to make a list of what or who are you comparing your life to, and then list any fantasies or unrealistic expectations that you have. For example, being a rock star, having a successful album, having people only like your music, having financial freedom, having the better studio, house, car, or relationship, etc. So we want to start to acknowledge that our life is feeling a bit flat because we're looking out in the world saying, hey, I wish I had this, but I don't. And so you're getting some feedback inside you to let you know that you've got some unrealistic expectations happening. Tip number 4 is to get present with those situations and then start to list what are the downsides, negatives, and losses of those fantasies to you. So what this does is actually bring your emotions back into balance. So you're actually now present with the situations that you have, because that's the only thing we can actually deal with, because otherwise you're out in the past or in the future trying to sort out all these problems that are not actually happening for you at the moment. So tip number 4 is to acknowledge and list the downsides, negative or losses to these fantasies or unrealistic expectations that you have playing out. So they could be, you might be complacent, you might be self-righteous because you're walking around going, I have got it all sorted. And then people might not like that. You might be a little bit arrogant. You might have the fear of loss of some of the success that you have. You may also fear failure of then not being able to back up the thing that you now have. You may have some unrealistic expectations that may continue for the duration of your life, that you're only going to have success without any failures. You may also suffer some increased public criticism. Just check any of your favorite artists out there in the world. They also have just as many haters as they do have fans. Tip number 5 is to get a coach or mentor to guide and inspire you along the journey to help speed up the process. And that's why I've created my latest courses, training, and events and workshops. And you can get access to those on the link tree below this video. Inside there's links to my latest free workshops, how to write songs that stand out without self-doubt, how to master time management without overwhelm for musicians. There's my latest course called Confidence and Happiness Secrets. There is access to my songwriting, networking, events, and things like that too. So if you feel like I might be the right person to work with, please check out some of the things that I have got going on. Alrighty, let's recap our 5 pro tips. Tip number 1 is to have a reality check and just acknowledge that you are only wanting to be optimistic about the future because you're actually frustrated with what's actually happening now. And I'm not saying that whatever's happened in your life is cool because we're always going to be learning and growing, but I am saying saying that we want to turn this adversity and challenge that we're experiencing right now into on the way instead of in the way by being grateful for it. And I'm not talking about pseudo gratitude. I'm actually wanting to look at the benefits of something so that we can actually see that there are positives and negatives to both things, so we can actually be present, certain, and grateful right now. Tip number 2 is to start listing the benefits of right now. So list out your challenges and start to connect how it's actually helping you along the journey. How is it helping you step up and lead? How are they helping you develop? What characteristics and traits are they helping you summon? And what is it teaching you that you most desperately need to learn? Tip number 3 is depression is the result of your comparison or a comparison of your life compared to a fantasy that you may have or to somebody else that you know, and you're just experiencing some internal feedback to let you know that you are out of balance. So what we want to do here is just list any fantasies or unrealistic expectations that you have. Might be like being a rock star, having a successful album, having people only like your music, having financial freedom, having the better studio, house, car, relationship, etc. And then tip number 4 is to start to see and acknowledge all the downsides of these things so you can see them in a bit of a more balanced, logical light. Because I'm sure if you read the biographies of all of your favorite artists, you'll start to see that they have just as many challenges. So we want to acknowledge those challenges so we're not living in this dreamland wishing life was only one side. So some of the downsides might be that you might be complacent and not want to move because you're like, it's safe here, so you are not going to learn and grow. You may become self-righteous, thinking that you're a poop don't stink. You may be a little bit arrogant, thinking that you deserve things more than somebody else. You may experience a fear of loss. You may experience a fear of failure now that you have some success. You may also have some unrealistic expectations that you're not going to fail. And you may also have increased public criticism, meaning that you are now not a insignificant snowflake. Anyway, say good day if you're watching online. And tip number 5 is to get a coach or mentor to guide and inspire you along the journey and help speed up the process. So what you might have realized in this video is that there might be some problems hiding behind the problems that we need to deal with. And that's exactly what I do as a mindset coach and a life and business coach, is help people to overcome the hurdles that they're experiencing, because we are thinking and feeling beings. And when you think something, you feel something. And when you feel something, you think something, and you end up down this spiral back on the couch with a pizza and a beer thinking, why can't I solve this problem? And it's just because our brain's primary purpose is to keep us safe, and when we're trying to solve the problems on the inside, maybe we need some help on the outside to help get some external, not so emotional reference points, so I can help you along that journey. So if you think I might be the right fit to work with, you can book a 15-minute Q&A with me on the link in the description for this video. I do have limited spaces, so please jump in and book one of those as soon as possible. And I can help you with music lessons, songwriting, networking, collaboration, events, life coaching, business coaching, whatever it might be. I've got a solution for you. So if you think I might be the right person, please get the conversation started and let's get to work. If you have enjoyed this video and you found something useful, valuable, interesting, please let us know in the comments. Your feedback is super important to us. And if you know somebody else who is always being a bit pessimistic about the future and wants to be more optimistic, please flick this video across to them in a DM or tag them in this video. Until next time, hope you've enjoyed this. Make music, make a difference, and I will see you on the next video. Catch you later. Bye. Yeah. Whoa, yeah.